After we talked about some useful tactics to follow when writing instructions, now let's go on with the structure of the process essays. The organization of a process essay typically follows chronological order. The steps of the process are conveyed in the order in which they usually occur, and the body paragraphs will be constructed based on these steps. The first paragraph, the introduction, should explain the process you are going to describe and analyze. Tell the reader why this actual process is important and significant. Try to avoid any insignificant details and useless information. There is no need to describe any backgrounds, tell stories, or describe the history of your topic. For example, if it is a recipe of pasta bolognese, just inform your reader about the usage of tomatoes without telling their health benefits. Try to be focused and direct. The next thing we have to talk about is the thesis statement. We already know that the thesis statement provides the focus of your essay for the reader, illustrating your general purpose and indicating the type of essay you are writing. The best thesis for the process essay is a single sentence at the end of the introductory paragraph. A strong thesis indicates the specific ideas the paper will include for support, supplying a preview of the concepts in the order they will appear in the essay. Sometimes termed an essay map, this preview typically gives a list using terms that connect to the body details. For instance, a process paper about writing an essay might say, "Effective essay writing requires planning, developing, and attending to detail." The reader knows from the list that the paper will cover each of these stages in this order. There are several words or phrases that can be used in the thesis statement that indicate it is a process essay. Let's look at the following examples and be sure to include phrases such as these in your thesis statement. Process of, the procedure of, the development of, the evolution of, stages of, steps in, phases in, growth of. And now let's see some examples for the thesis statement. It is easy to iron a shirt if you follow these steps. It is not difficult to speak in public if you adhere to these basic principles. Baking a pie is simple when you have the right ingredients. After the introduction, you will have to describe the process as it is in the body paragraphs. There is no need to get any arguments or supporting facts. Just describe the process and the stages as they should be done properly. The amount of body paragraphs depends on the amount of process stages. Each step or stage should have its specific purpose the reader needs to understand. You need to outline the entire process, thus all the stages need to be presented in a logical, sequential order. Since the body paragraphs of the process essay are the steps you have to present, each step in the topic sentence of its paragraph. An example for the topic sentence. The first step in overcoming infant temper tantrums is to understand why the child is misbehaving. Let's have a look at the outline for a 3 body paragraphs process essay. In the topic sentence of the first body paragraph, you have to present the first step of the process. Then, in the supporting details, you present the details of this step by following the sequence of actions. In the closing remarks, you can explain the function of this step. You will follow the same structure in the second and third body paragraphs, presenting the second and third steps in the topic sentence, adding details to the steps by following the sequence in the supporting details, and explaining the function of each step in the closing remarks. The last paragraph of the essay is the conclusion. It may be similar to the introduction. It will remind the reader of both the problem and the solution. The concluding paragraph of the process essay presents the results of the process and efforts to strengthen the importance of the procedure. The conclusion of the process essay may also include some related resources that the readers can refer to. A useful tip: always have someone else read your process essay to make sure it makes sense. Once we get too close to a subject, it is difficult to determine how clearly an idea is coming across. Having a friend, a sister or brother read it over will serve as a good way to troubleshoot any confusing spot.